Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Daryl Dario, and I'm the admissions manager at Willis College. And tonight, I'm excited and honored to host all of you and our talented panel of dental industry experts for our Find Out What It Takes to Start a Career as a Dental Assistant webinar. Now, Willis College is an employment-oriented, student-focused, military and veteran-friendly college that offers nearly 30 different programs to students throughout Canada. Our courses are delivered via in-class learning at our campuses in Ottawa, Ontario, and Winnipeg, Manitoba. We also proudly offer online learning through our fully internet-based campus, Willis College Online. Ladies and gentlemen, making that decision to go back to school, it's always a good idea. However, making that right career choice, it can be daunting. The good news is we want to help you. So if dental assisting is the area of practice you are considering starting a career in healthcare, but you're unsure what's involved with this career, this webinar is the right one for you. Today, we will uncover key elements. What is a dental assistant? And why is this role so important in 2022 and beyond? 2, what opportunities are available right now? 3, how does Willis College deliver our program through distance learning? And finally, number 4, how do you get started with your education at Willis College? Now, this webinar will run for about 45 minutes, including time for questions. You don't want to miss this opportunity to learn more about this exciting career field. But just a few housekeeping items before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your Zoom control panel. It will be labeled Q&A. I'll bring up those during the presentation, and we'll also have time for questions at the end. Please also note this webinar will be recorded, and the recording will be sent to everyone that registered for this evening. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, we will turn the time over to Marissa Ramos, the National Dental Admissions Advisor. Our first presenter today has dedicated her entire career in helping individuals achieve their dream careers. As a former dental assistant herself, she is taking her passion for the industry and now coaches individuals into the amazing career of dental assisting. Everyone, please welcome our first presenter, Marissa Ramos. Marissa, over to you.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Daryl. Some, perhaps most of you, have had a conversation with me at one point or another with your interest in this career. If not, I'm happy to have the opportunity to share with you this evening the details of what makes our dental assisting distance program unique. Now, before I go into that, I think it's very important to mention how and why this delivery came to be. You may or may not be aware that there is a great demand for dental assistants, not just in Ottawa, but in all of Ontario and, in fact, many provinces across Canada. This delivery gives our students the opportunity to be integrated into the dental office sooner than later, thus offering the much needed extra set of hands sooner than later in the dental office, and also, maybe most beneficial, more hands-on, real-life practical experience in the dental office. So, what is the difference between traditional and distance learning? First off, I want to say, and probably I've heard this so many times, that distance can sometimes be construed with learning on your own and teaching yourself. With our program, this could not be further from the truth. You have the best of all forms of education in obtaining your theory, just virtually with instructor-led and instructor-paced lectures, your practical skills completed at our Willis College Dental Lab, and of course, the industry experience in your placement at a dental office. To illustrate this, I prepared a slide for you all. I'm hoping everyone can see it. Thumbs up, perfect. So the schedule. Basically, it's delivered in 3 different components blended with the theory, as mentioned, the practical skills, and the industry experience. You'll see here the first 3 weeks. Excuse me for a second here. There we go. The first 3 weeks will be your theory, Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. Those days can change, but in essence, Monday to Friday, you're in classes. For the first 3 weeks, theory encompassing all you need to know about dental assisting. As you go into the 4th week, it'll be 3 days a week, in this case, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m., continuing on with your theory instructor-led lectures, but 2 days of the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, or minimum of 10 hours a week, because we are flexible in that regard, you will be placed and integrated into the dental office. Halfway through your program, you'll come to the campus Wednesday to Sunday, full day's work for on-campus evaluations encompassing the practical skills, the hands-on, and us making sure everything is in place for you to move forward with your program. After that 2 weeks on campus, we're going to send you back out into the field for that 3-day online and 2-day in the dental office schedule, until you'll see there weeks 40 to 42, you're in your clinical placement, the dental office, for 2 full weeks, as if you were a full-time employee, and in some cases you are, working there and kind of encompassing all the hands-on, the practical skills that you've learned throughout your program. And finally, the last 2 weeks coming back to the campus to do your clinical evaluations, competencies, preparing for the national dental exam, dental assisting exam, I should say, and getting you ready for that real world, your career as a dental assistant. So that just highlights a little bit about how the program is delivered. Obviously, we will certainly go into more detail about that, but I wanted to highlight kind of what the program looks like and how it's entailed. Now, you'll be hearing from her shortly, but I wanted to share a biography to the wonderful and very talented Dr. Tanya Berkanovic. Dr. Bracanovich is the founder and owner of the Sparks Dental Clinic. As a new immigrant to Canada, Dr. Bracanovich decided to open her practice 25 years ago with a vision of creating a space artistically decorated with a soothing ambiance, providing personable care where her patients are going to feel comfortable and her team happy. She is passionately committed to providing her patients with dental care today, just as she was 25 years ago. With her caring personality, strong clinical skills, and ability to make her patients feel relaxed, she has been treating patients of different ages and dental needs for over 25 years. Her involvement in organized dentistry through volunteering at the Ottawa Dental Society allowed her to become even closer to her fellow dentists and become their voice and a driving force to common causes of the Ottawa dental community. Dr. Bracanovich has had a strong impulse not only to be dedicated to her patients, but also to be socially responsible by giving back to the community through numerous charitable works. She supports the Ottawa Hospital, Montfort, and many other philanthropic causes, and has been volunteering as a dentist at Ottawa Dental Mission Clinic since 2013. She is the upcoming president of the Ottawa Dental Society. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce to you Dr. Tanya Berkanovic.
Thank you, Marisa, for this amazing introduction. I have to apologize because I can't start my video, so you can just hear my voice. Well, thank you for inviting me to be one of the panelists tonight. I would like to thank Willis College for this amazing program, distance program, that was amazing and very beneficial for dentists in Ottawa. As you're probably aware of, we have a shortage of dental assistants, and this program allowed us to utilize those future dental assistants in practical part of the program, which, as you heard from Marisa, starts 1 month after you enrolled or you start your program. And it allowed those assistants to get exposure to the real dental office dynamics and clinical experience from practically day one. which comparative to other schools who are also great programs as well, but take longer time. And sometimes, especially with the pandemic, it takes a longer time for those clinics to receive the patients and to keep them clinically safe. As you know, our dental offices are clinically safe because we follow all the protocols and allow those students to be exposed to the patients from day one. So I would like to thank you again, and I'm very happy to be here tonight. I hope this is going to inspire somebody to enroll into the program. And I can say also all the amazing things about the teachers at the college and how helpful they are to our students. I have altogether, I think it's 6 candidates, 6 personnel who enroll into the program. Some are graduating soon. I think it's 2. One already graduated from HARP certification program, which is a radiation program. And I have 2 more in a program currently who are doing 2 days a week practicum. And we have 2 more enrolling most likely in September. So I would like to thank you again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bracanovich. I do have a couple of questions for you, and thank you for joining us. And I want you to know that we've made a little bit of a change to your settings, so you're more than welcome to turn on your camera now. Dr. Bracanovich. Now, in addition to sitting on the executive board for the Ontario Dental Society, you are the owner and operator for the 5-star Google-rated Sparks Dental Clinic. And I love your team's motto and mission about creating happy smiles and happy patients. Dr. Bracanovich, as an employer who has taken on Willis College DAD students, may I ask you a few questions relating to your personal and professional experience?
Of course.
Super. My first question to you, Dr. Bracanovich, is how do you think that DAD students benefit from this learning model in comparison to traditional delivery?
Easy question to answer. And I've already touched on this a little bit with my introduction. So the main difference here is that your students in a distance program, they're exposed to a real work environment, dental clinic from a month into their program. So as Marisa was explaining, first month is a theory, and after that, twice a week, 5 hours mandatory practicum at the dental office. And we find that it makes a huge difference between this program and the program where students have to complete the program in order to be exposed to the real dental office environment and dynamics. So I can say that the students that are currently enrolled in your program, 2 that will be graduating in August, I am very, very pleased with their accomplishments with their online study. And also when they're at the office, they have a chance to ask the questions and implement their clinical knowledge that they're learning through the online studying. So I think it's an amazing setup. I really appreciate it. And that's the main difference between one and the other program. Plus, we can use those. I'm sorry for saying it that way, expressing it that way, but they're actually working. So they're helping with a shortage, and they're learning how to assist. And of course, they don't have a license to do certain tasks that they will have ability to do once they complete their level 2 dental assisting program. But they're largely contributing to the office, from setting up the rooms, learning about procedures, giving a helping hand to assistant who is certified. They're learning about the new technologies such as iTero and the scanners, intraoral scanners, taking a radiographs. They're assisting in putting together reading equipment and doing all the other steps until they're certified to take their own radiographs. So as soon as they're certified, they already know because they have seen all of it in everyday busy practice.
Dr. Bracanovich, thank you very much for sharing that information. I'm so glad that they're making a positive impact in your dental clinic. Now that we've learned a little bit of your own personal dental clinic, I know that you're well connected within the dental industry. What kind of feedback have you got from your colleagues that own other dental clinics, and what kind of feedback have you got from our Willis College DAD students?
We have informed our colleagues on several occasions through our newsletter, Capital Examiner, on our website and through a different media exposure about this program, and our dentists in Ottawa Dental Society benefited from this program greatly. Regular traditional schools, like I mentioned earlier, couldn't produce the number of students that we needed because of all the restrictions. Where here we have capability to have more students graduating, and the students who are capable of being fully employed in everyday busy dental practice right from the start. So the dentists, our feedback is amazing. My colleagues are very happy, as I am happy as well, as one of the dentists who benefited from this amazing program. And we're just hoping it's going to continue helping us, because of the shortage we've really suffered after we returned from closure and pandemic. So this is amazing program. I would highly recommend it. When I'm looking at the candidates, your students, I spoke to a few of your potential students who asked me for advice, and I shared my enthusiasm and my great experience that I have with the program so far. And for my own students who are working at the office right now and graduating, and ones who will be enrolling, everybody is quite excited about this because of that practical side and also efficiency of the program. So both ways, both dentists and the students are quite happy with this program.
Thank you so much. You know what, on behalf of the Willis College staff, I'd like to thank you for your incredible support for Willis College and the DAD program. Especially, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you're on the clock right now. We do appreciate your time, and for you to be a guest panelist and to share your experience with the audience today. Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations on your recent and well-deserved appointment to President of the Ottawa Dental Society.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Bracanovich, who has recently been appointed to the new president of the Ottawa Dental Association. We're so lucky to have her today as a guest speaker. Now, moving on, our next panelist is our very talented instructor, Lisa Chrisman. And I'm going to share a little bit about Lisa. Healthy smiles support healthy lives is her motto. Lisa started working in the dental field as a high school co-op student. Lisa knew that dentistry was the profession for her. Working in that same office as a receptionist, as a certified dental and a self-initiating registered dental hygienist, Lisa had the opportunity to experience the dental office from many different perspectives. Lisa first experienced teaching at a dental hygiene school before having her family and taking some years off. Coming back to the field as a certified dental assistant, Lisa has enjoyed getting back into teaching and loves being a part of her students' learning journeys. As an advocate of education, Lisa is currently working on her Bachelor of Education in specializing in adult education. Lisa is also expanding her skill set to support her love of teaching. It was also important for Lisa to share with everyone when she does have downtime. She loves cuddling up with her two cats, and she is an artist at heart. So when she's not writing, she's creating graphic pencil drawings, and she practices Ashtanga yoga. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our next guest, Lisa. Lisa.
Thank you very much. Your introductions are amazing. I love that. Thank you so much. Yes, thanks for having me. I'm excited to share some points of interest about the program with everybody.
Fantastic. And if you don't mind, is it okay that I kind of put you in the hot seat and ask you a few questions that I know that our attendees would love to hear the answers to?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Fantastic. So Lisa, as an instructor of this program, if you could tell me, what does a typical week look like for you?
Okay, well, a typical week. So for the 3 days a week that we do our theory aspect of the program, we get to meet with the students online. As Marissa said, it's all instructor led. So we're with each other online, our cameras are on, we have an interactive experience. I do different types of teaching, we do lecture style, we watch videos, we have group activities. I really like to incorporate a lot of group activities with them so that we can really have an opportunity to collaborate and work together and really work through the material and learn new things from each other. And then the other days while they're on their placements, I'm there marking assignments and exams and preparing more interesting activities for them to come and do when we meet again on the other days. They also fill out reflective journals. So as Dr. Bracanovich was mentioning, there's a large practice and theory connection with them being in the dental offices. So we really use that as an opportunity to discuss those connections and talk about, what are things that they've experienced, they get to do or see certain things that we're learning about that particular week in one of the courses that we're doing. So I feel like that's another sort of group activity and another discussion point and another way that they're able to communicate and sort of reflect on their own personal learning experiences when they submit that. And I get to read them and see how their stories. Some are funny and some are, very interesting. But that's a week in our regular schedule.
That's fantastic. And because of the delivery for our DAD program, the schedule, as Marissa detailed, is it's very different than the traditional, rollout of this program. So I'd like to ask you what your opinion is, Lisa. How was your experience during the 2-week on-site practicum?
Yes, so the on-site visit, it's a time really, the students, we all get to meet each other and in person, and it's a time for us to collaborate that way. It is a very concentrated time where they're really going to come together. We're going to practice their skills. We're going to show the things that they've had an opportunity to work on in the dental offices. And so when we're doing that, they are nervous. We're doing a lot of evaluations and everyone's, a little bit stressed out, but we do have a lot of fun. They do a lot of interactive learning at that point as well, because they have the opportunity to work with all the instruments and all the materials and learn from demonstrations from the instructors. And so that part of it, I think it helps to prepare them, especially the first on-site. It gives them confidence in what they've learned because they've had an opportunity to have that evaluated, so that when they move into term 2, we do start moving into more aspects of patient care, where as a level 2 dental assistant, they will be working more one-on-one with the patients. And I feel like it helps establish that ability set, that skill set they have is now ready to be put into use. And, it's been evaluated by their instructors, so they have that extra confidence.
That's fantastic. And my final question to you, and with your years of experience in this industry and you yourself going through a traditional program, I would like to know a little bit of your thoughts on how do you find being in a dental office so early on in your program? Is that an advantage?
Well, I think I do have a bit of an experience of doing that as well as the traditional program, because I was a high school co-op student. So I kind of know how the students get that extra experience. And I feel like it's extremely beneficial because they are, as Dr. Bracanovich was saying, they get that real in-office experience. And then those practice and theory connections come in sort of a more comprehensive way. When we do, and I'm not saying doing it in the traditional form is not also, obviously that's tried, tested, and true, but I really think that having that experience of learning the materials that are currently in use, learning the latest technologies, getting an opportunity for each student to see different sterilization systems. And then we get to talk about, how those work and what those do and how they're different in each of the practices that they work in. So it's a teaching tool, not even just for the student that's in that particular office. They can also share experiences and things that they've gotten to see in their office that maybe some of the other students could learn from as well. So I really feel like that is another major benefit, is that they get to learn from each other and their experiences. And then that practice theory connection comes together at a much earlier time, which I think is really good.
That's awesome. Lisa, the feedback that we get from your students on a daily basis is you are incredible in your approach. And we actually have two students that are here with us today that's going to speak to that. Let's move over to the students. So the first individual that we have that will be our next guest is Amy McCrae. So Amy wanted me to share her her biography with all of you. My name is Amy McCrae, and I'm taking the Dental Assisting Distance program at Willis College. It's been a great experience for me, one that I will never thought I'd have. When I was young, I had a lot of anxiety, which made school very difficult for me. In grade 9, I was overwhelmed and transferred to an alternative school in hopes that it would be a better fit. To some extent, it helped, but it took me a long time to graduate. But Amy, you graduated. After working in an office and having my children, I wanted to do something for me. My niece was taking a PSW course, and that got me looking into going into school. I was very nervous and even unsure if I'd be able to do it or complete it. Yet, here I am with only a little over 3 months left in the course, and guess what? I'm doing great. It's been a wonderful learning experience, and I'm doing something that I enjoy and love. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our very next guest, Amy McCrae.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, Amy. So Amy, wonderful story, inspirational. And if you don't mind, I have a few questions for you. And in fact, it's actually the same questions that I've asked Lisa, but it's important for the audience to know and our attendees from a student perspective, we want to hear what your perception has been. So the question that I am going to ask you is, in a typical week, what does that look like for Amy?
Generally speaking, a lot of the weeks are the Monday, Wednesday, Friday in class, and the Tuesdays and Thursdays going to the clinic. So the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, it's great. School doesn't start till 9, so I can get my kids up and ready and off to school and daycare before I have to start school. And then again, I'm doing it from home, so I can jump on the computer. And usually our days start with just a little bit of a discussion, and then jump into doing our theory, which is again going over the PowerPoint slides, and then we do quizzes, and again then we do our assignments. And it's great because I usually have a couple hours after school, since I don't have to be in traffic or anything. I don't have a big commute, and get my assignments and homework done before I get my children. And then when when I'm at clinic, I usually start around 7:30 to go in and open up the clinic with everybody. And now I'm into actually assisting. So most mornings I assist. And again, I see so many different things throughout the day. And then in the afternoons, usually I'm floating, and I'm working up front in the office, or I'm working in the Stary Center, and I'm learning so much, and a variety of everything.
That sounds like a full day for you, Amy.
Yeah, but it's so much fun. It's great. And again, now I feel like I'm a part of the team. And again, any questions that I have, Lisa's amazing. Anytime I have questions, even if it's not during school hours, she always gets back pretty much right away. And at the dental clinic, again, I have multiple dentists that I can ask. And again, all of the team members there are great to answer any of the questions that I have. So it's really cool to be able to see what it's like, in real time at the dental clinic, and then apply it, with school.
You know what, that's fantastic. I love to hear about your experience and how positive it has been. And I love hearing you're enjoying your time with Lisa as you're in. Amy, I have another question for you. And it's the same question that I posed to Lisa. But can you talk to me a little bit about your experience during that 2-week on-site practical?
Certainly. Again, there we got to actually see Lisa in person, which was great. And then we also met Elsa and Heather, and they are also amazing. Again, it was so great to have them as instructors. They're so easygoing, and again, just made it a really great time. And I learned so much because, again, there we aren't being rushed like in the dental clinic. Right there, you have to keep up with the pace. Whereas on site, we got to actually ask questions and take our time and go over exactly what they, or like what the school expects us to do, right? Because we see a lot of different things at the dental clinic. So getting that time to practice and apply our knowledge was wonderful.
That's amazing. Now, Amy, the final question that I have for you is, how do you find being in a dental clinic early on? How has that benefited you as a student?
It was great. I'll admit the first few days were a lot. It is very fast paced and there's a lot going on, but it didn't take long at all to settle in and again, become like one of the team members. And you're learning so much. And again, you can apply what you're learning in school there. And also, again, what you learn there in the school, because sometimes you're learning one thing first versus the other. And having that to be able to work back and forth from is great.
That's fantastic. Amy, thank you for being in the hot seat, answering those questions. And I know that it has been beneficial to everyone in attendance today. One thing that I want to say is you are an inspiration to us all. And guess what will happen 3 months from now, Amy?
I'm going to graduate.
For the second time. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a part of today's webinar. Our next presenter is another rock star student. Her name is Ashley. And what I need to tell you a little bit about Ashley is she needs no introduction because she said, Daryl, I want to share my personal story with everyone. So Ashley, please come up to the stage and we would love to hear your story.
Hello, everybody. Don't know if you can all hear me now. I'm actually right beside the office that Dr. Bracanovich works in. So my apologies if you hear background noise.
We can hear you fine.
Perfect. Just a little bit about myself. So I'm native to Ottawa, born and raised, nothing too glamorous. However, the struggles that I feel everybody can relate to with academia during early life is it's a struggle. I was never really pushed in school. My parents themselves had never even done well in school. My dad dropped out in 9th grade. 2 siblings I have finished high school but never graduated college. So it kind of was something in my life that was never really spoken about. I was never really pushed to do well in school or even to think about my future. I thought it was normal. Things get hard, and I was taught to just leave. So that's exactly what I did. I'd gone through so many courses and never really figured out what my passion was for. I received my diploma in visual arts, which was just it was a 2-year program to get my portfolio. My parents have pushed me all my life, very similar to Lisa, and do a lot of drawing and painting. I just didn't feel that it was my calling. I struggled during this time with a sudden onset disability and mental health, just as most people these days unfortunately do struggle with. I'd done everything under the sun in retail. I started retail very early at the age of 13 and did it for actually 16 plus years. I did everything from sales management to being an owner with my husband in the retail world, you name it, I've done it. Never really thought anything of it. It wasn't until my fall, literally in retail, I analyzed my quality of career. It was destroying me, my body, my mind, my everything. And it was because of all these big companies, unfortunately. They don't really care about your well-being. I had fallen down the stairs and broken every ligament in my ankle, and was fired actually 2 days after. 3 weeks before Christmas, during a pandemic, and now walking in a cast with no hopes of work or a future. My mental health took an extreme fall. I thought I would never come back from this. I became incredibly depressed, very self-destructive. Then after years of my mom telling me, you know, your parents are always saying, do this, do this, do this, and you never really listen. My mom always told me to get into the dental world and never considered it, saying, it's not something I want, or making up excuses. So I decided to take a shot. I called a previous client of mine from one of my previous retail jobs, and my current dentist, and spoke to the receptionist and I asked her what it would take to even just sit at a front desk and be a reception. During that time, the office was closed for the holidays, not to mention the pandemic. I was soon called back on my birthday and was asked by Dr. Bracanovich to attend the webinar. Later learning it was for IPAC. As I listened to the webinar, I was able to get a feel for the field I was about to not know that I would enjoy. From there, I started a week later in the office. After my first day, I felt overwhelmed and scared, as most people do in a first career-changing job. I had no idea what I was going to do. She took the time to train me in different aspects of the office, starting in reception and eventually working my way back to clinical. I was hungry for more. I didn't want to stop. And even to this day, I don't want to stop. As soon as she saw my dedication and willingness to progress in my field and asked if I wanted to pursue this path. So absolutely, she took me under her wing, and the next few months taught me, and soon asked me if to come into the operatory to suction. And to be honest, I came out absolutely loving it, and I was a changed person for that. A short time after being asked if I was interested in learning and becoming a level 2 assistant, I was over the moon with excitement. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, as I had my own struggles with academia, but picked up a few books on the subject, honestly, Facebook Marketplace, and started to study even before I was accepted. I was nervous. I didn't have the grades because there was no push. I thought I'd never get in, not including financial struggles. School costs money. Little did I know I managed to complete the aptitude test with flying colors. From there, I've been in love with my day-to-day, and have been given the most amazing opportunity of my life. This program and career has been the best thing that's ever happened to me. I can finally say that I have found my true calling. The only word of advice I have for future students and anybody getting into the dental field is take a chance. No matter how afraid you feel, keep your options open to doing something different, because you never know what will come in your life. Anybody wanting to attend Willis College, don't hesitate, honestly. It has been the most incredible experience of my life. They understand the struggles with students that everybody struggles with. Mental health, financial, just to even talk to somebody or even ask, hey, can I get an extra day for that assignment? And throughout the course, I've I've even had my struggles. I've had severe mental illness during school. I've had family illness. I've had financial struggles, unemployment from my partner. I live downtown Ottawa, so 2 convoys. But I found support from my teacher, Lisa, family and friends. Even my boss, Dr. Bracanovich, has been phenomenal. At the risk of sounding like a greeting card, hard work and perseverance will get you far in life as well. You are worth more than you think. Willis by far has been the best school I've ever attended. I feel grateful every day of my life, even now in my mid-30s, starting over. Just don't have fear. Don't have fear and just do what your heart tells you to do.
That was inspiring and incredible. You know, congratulations on where you are today and what you've gone through, and we are so proud to have you. In fact, what an incredible story, Ashley and Amy. Both of you have accomplished so much. We are so proud of how much each of you has come along. We truly are. Ashley, Amy, the world is your oyster, and we're behind you to help you seek out all of the pearls life has to offer. Congratulations. You guys got 3 months to go, but everything that I'm hearing, you guys are going to be dental assistants in no time. Thank you, both of you, for contributing to today's webinar. Now, our next presenter that we have coming is Stacy McLean, our dental coordinator. She is a subject matter expert who has 20 years of experience, and most recently, she was working as a chair-side assistant, doing extensive surgical and restorative cases. It is with great pleasure for me to introduce our new dental coordinator. She was recently quoted as saying, "In this important role, being a liaison between dental clinics is where I will take my passion for my profession and pour it into this amazing program and the wonderful students who want to walk this amazing path." Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our final panelist today, Stacy McLean.
Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate your introduction. They're wonderful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope that I'm doing you guys justice, because I don't feel I do. You guys are all amazing panelists and co-hosts. I have a couple of questions for you, Stacy.
Absolutely.
Now, why did you choose the dental field as your career?
As our students have said, I led a very similar path, where I started out in university and the way it was taught wasn't for me. And I went out and I got a job. And I like to say the best way to find a career is to go out and work a job. And I was lucky enough to have a roommate at the time that was a dental assistant, and I started flipping through her books. And I really loved how it bridged science and healthcare, and it also allowed you to help people. So it wasn't just this stuck in a lab type career. So I jumped in and I've never looked back.
That's fantastic. You found your calling, you found your love, and you just pursued it, and you've been doing it for 20 years now.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Here's another question for you. As a graduate of a traditional delivery module, how does the Willis College DAD program compare?
I loved my education, and I still to this day, it's changed my life. But I will be honest that I didn't necessarily feel clinically prepared when I left school. Theory prepared 100%. And I was one of those front of the class type students. But it was a shell shock when I got out into a clinic. And it was extremely different than our on-site clinic that we'd had, where we mostly just dealt with each other and our professors. So it took quite a while for me to integrate what I had learned into what I was actually going to be doing. So I love the fact that Willis College exposes our students to what it is they're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis from 3 weeks in. And then they're just able to bridge that gap so much quicker and jump right into those much needed roles as dental assistants that this industry desperately needs.
That's fantastic. Stacey, I have one final question.
Absolutely.
If there were any attendees that we have in our audience today, and let's assume that they're sitting on the fence, what would you tell them about a career in dental assistant?
Honestly, this is the time to do it. There is such a desperate need for qualified, passionate, and energetic dental assistants in this city, as well as the entire province of Ontario. So if there's anything you're going to take a risk on, knowing that there are jobs literally waiting for you when you're done, may even come out of your practicum that you've been doing for 44 weeks, what's a better chance to take on yourself, knowing that you can drive right in to a career that can help benefit you in so many ways.
That is awesome. And those are some great words. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you're sitting on the fence, look to Stacey's last comment as motivation to move forward with your career. Stacey, thank you so much for being here with us. And just so you know, even though you're one of our newest additions, we are just excited and lucky with having you a part of this amazing team. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Daryl. It's been an honor, and I'm the one who feels honored. There are some amazing people that I have been introduced to, and most of all, I really can't wait to meet our students.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you very much, Stacey. Ladies and gentlemen, I am taking a look. There's a couple of questions that have been posed into the question box. So give me one moment as I get them all, and then I will actually direct these questions to some of the panelists. The first question that we have, and this would be amazing for our National Dental Student Admissions Advisor, for Marissa. Marissa, Jessica is asking, what do I do if I want to start in the next class? What are my next steps?
Great question, and an easy one for me to answer. So thank you, Jessica. Honestly, I know I haven't really discussed program details like start dates, tuition, or admission requirements, but rest assured, I am more than happy to meet with you for a one-on-one information session to get to know you, answer your particular questions, and of course, help you with your journey in becoming a dental assistant. So really, let me just share my screen. So Jessica, that's me. Feel free to reach out to me. My contact information there if you are in fact ready to take the next steps. For those out there that are in the dental industry, employers, please also take note of my contact information if you have any questions. And Dr. Bracanovich and I have worked really well together. So please feel free to take my information down and reach out to me with any questions, comments, students, whatever you have.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Marissa. Now, we do have another question posed by Bartholomew, and I'm going to select anyone on the panel to answer this question. So the question that has come in and that's posed is, what are the opportunities to find employment as a dental assistant in Ontario? Now, anybody on our panel that would like to tackle this?
I'll go ahead and help out there, Daryl.
Sure.
Employment opportunities. Well, all you have to do is pull up your Indeed. Let me tell you, any city anywhere in Ontario has multiple opportunities for dental assistants. I also have some contacts in the industry that happen to be Ontario-wide as well. One of our biggest concerns for our students is that you have a great time and feel enriched with the program you're taking. B, we want to get you on your road to success by setting you up with everything you need to pass the NDAEB exam, which is the National Dental Assisting Examination Board. So we make sure that you have everything you need to get that done. And then we want to get you employed. So we know the opportunities are out there, and we're going to do what we can to set you up with those offices in need.
That's fantastic. I hope that answers your question, Bartholomew. Thank you for that answer, Stacy. We appreciate it. When it comes to the dental assistant program, the commitment to the program, I'm a single mother with 2 kids. How would I be able to balance school and all my other responsibilities? I know everybody on this panel can answer that question. So who would like to answer that question for Michelle?
I can answer that.
Super. Amy, please.
So if it was like a regular school that I had to go to every day, I think it would be almost impossible. I have 2 children of my own and a stepchild. And especially through COVID, I don't think I could have done it. But with it being the distance program, if the children are homesick, then I can still attend class. And I don't have, again, the travel, which from where I live would be probably like close to 2 hours a day of travel. So it's super easy. And again, the teachers and placement, like everybody's great to work with. So it's a wonderful opportunity. And again, I don't think I could have done it if I had to be in school every day.
That's fantastic. So I hope that answers your question. Amy, thank you for sharing your personal experience as a student, as a mother that's going through this, and sharing your story and how it works for you. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much, Amy. As I'm looking here, I think that we're all finished with the questions. You know what's going to happen? The moment that we end this webinar is when all the questions are going to come. So as Marissa has done, she posted her information on that presentation. So if you want to capture it, but what she's also going to do right now is she's going to type in her contact information into the chat so you guys can record that. And then we'll give you a bit more time so you guys can write that down, jot it down, and reach out to Marissa when you guys are ready to. Okay. Now let's take a look. Marissa, I'm going to turn it over to you right now. In terms of any closing statements that you have to our attendees and our guests today.
I'm multitasking here, Daryl. I'm typing in the chat box, but I can answer that question. As you've learned today, Willis College Dental Assistant Distance Program is very different than the traditional delivery, but at the same time unique and so very special. We've heard insight from our valued students, our talented staff, and the voice of the Ottawa Dental Society and Dr. Bracanovich. Fun fact, Willis College wants to help however way possible we can to fill that. And as much as I hate using the word desperate, that is exactly the word that dental offices utilize with me. So the desperate need for trained dental assistants, we're doing our part, and Willis College anticipates graduating 100 new dental assistants in 2022. The only question is, will one of those be you? And I'm typing in here.
Thank you very much, Marissa, for those closing statements. And you know what, our guest panelists that we have today, Dr. Bracanovich, I understand that you have some words that you want to share with the attendees today.
Distance program is a dentist-sponsored program in a sense that you need to have a dentist in order to have a practical part. And I just have to send a message to all the possible potential candidates that we are here for you. And Marissa has been very, very helpful with the dental offices who need those students and who are willing to support the students and give them a placement, even a job opportunity. So feel free to contact Marissa, and through Marissa, either myself or we can through Ottawa Dental Society. I'll promise we'll find you a placement and the jobs. Many jobs out there, as Stacy mentioned. And I would like to thank amazing team at Willis College, in particular Marissa, who I deal with almost in the past on a daily basis. And I would like to thank them for this amazing opportunity for us dentists to have you amazing potential team members that will come out from this program that's I can tell you that they sincerely take good care of you. I can see it through my students and through myself being on the other side as a future employer or as a dentist sponsor. So thank you one more time, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you.
Oh,
What kinder words than you, Daryl, sorry. But thank you so much, Dr. B. It has been a pleasure working
Thank
with
you, Dr. Bracanovich. I look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Dr. Bracanovich. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our webinar for today. I want to take a moment and really and truly, I want to appreciate everybody for showing up today. Again, thank you for our talented presenters and panelists, Dr. Bracanovich, our amazing students, Ashley and Amy, our amazing dental experts, Lisa, Stacy, and Marissa. And on behalf of Willis College, we appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much.